welcome back to the channel and part 3 of a rusty BX roof, aka poking a bear with a stick. My mate came up on Thursday when it was 30 something. I had the C5 parts out in the sun for a couple of hours whilst we were here, and granted it had been parked in the sun, but it showed 46 degrees when we got back in it. I'm filming into the sun, which is, you're not going to see a lot because I'm filming into the sun. But anyway, there's 3 torque screws that hold the door handle on, which are T30s, which is nice. I'm going to have to find someone to put all these parts because there's quite a lot less car on the car now. It's going to be even less of it soon. I've got to rip the interior out. I probably should have done that first, but I didn't. But yeah, the interior's got to come out. The doors off the other side will come out. There is more rust in this than I'd hoped. And much lower down the car than I'd hoped, but I think that is where water has been getting into it for quite some time. Probably should have attacked that roof as soon as it sort of looked like it was being a bit rusty, rather than ignoring it. But you know, it's life, isn't it? God, so many bits. I'm going to have to pop the speaker cover off, for which I will need some sort of levering device, which I didn't think to bring. Yeah, I'm going to get one. You'll also need to remove the lock button, which just unscrews. And this one has manual mirrors. I might put lucky mirrors on it, but these just pull off. That's that. So yes, speaker cover. Which just pops out. The speaker will need to come out, and that on this has Phillips screws. Got Pioneer speakers, man. My 82-year-old father. Pioneer speakers, which is good. It's got an old Pioneer unit. Might be my fault. So, speaker out. That down there. I might tuck these screws back in where they live because I'm developing a massive pile of screws, all of which I'm likely to lose. Right, so there are bloody Phillips as well. That's okay. I don't know why they're Phillips. So there's a screw yonder and a screw yonder. I don't know if you can see any of this. Come out. It's just going to be a prick. There's this one's a Torx. As it should be, which is a oh, I've undone it with the T13, but it's not a T13. It's something else. and then the door curd should sort of, there you go, should be able to get the other screw out. And then, yeah, there you go, it lifts. So, one door curd, and then we can undo the two connectors. They're off. I'll chuck that in the car for the time being. I really am running out of car in which to chuck bits of car. This leaves you with a wiring loom that needs removing. Now this one didn't have remote central locking, and there's a difference on the cars that do and don't. On cars that have remote central locking, the solenoid for the central locking is just passive, whereas on the cars that didn't have remote central locking, they're active. So if you lock the car from the passenger door, it will lock the rest of the car, whereas on cars with a remote clip, it does not. So this has two cables, ta-da, not one. This lock needs to come apart because this lock is making the central locking unlock itself, because a part of this, either the lock is sticking or the solenoid, which lives just there, is fucked. I do not know which. I will find out. And there's the wire cable thing connector for the electric windows. That needs to come out. I'll put the clips back in, which just leaves, there's a clip down in the bottom corner that the loom is clipped. So it's quite important to put all of these back in, otherwise you can end up with a wiring loom getting caught up with the glass when it drops. So that, I need to find somewhere there. That's the little foam thing that prevents your wiring from being eaten by the door. Nice. And there's the loom for the door card, so that's for the window switch and the speaker. So that needs to go through the door. Like so. And then you end up with one loom that you should be able to remove from the door. Now the window channel is right sort of in the way, frankly. However, we will overcome. It's also quite a small hole, so you've got to be a bit careful how you remove the connectors, because if you try and get the big ones out first, they tend to catch in a little hole. So what we'll do is feed the loom through the little hole, and then we will persuade the smaller connectors out first. Like so. And then we can get the bigger connectors through, hopefully, he says. Like so. And there's your door loom out. Now, it's actually easier if you're doing this on your own to take the front wing off, believe it or not, because then you can use the door catch to keep the door shut whilst you knock the pins out. I might yet take the front wings off, I don't know, it depends how far I go with the painting. But at the moment I'm not taking the wings off, just in case I don't go that far with the painting. So the next thing to do is remove the roll pin, which is up here, from the check strap on the door. Now these can be an absolute motherfucker. I've also noticed, you won't be able to see it because of the sun, but there's some corrosion on that door hinge where they go. So it might end up being that we do a bit of A-pillar work as well as the roof and some B-pillar. The B-pillar is quite corroded at the top. I've had an endoscope around the top. I don't actually know where I put the endoscope. If I can find the endoscope, I'll shove it down the holes and show you. But it does move. There's no non-violent way to do this, really. Yeah, that's fucked off in there. So that's the roll pin out. Now, if you're careful with these, okay, you can bring the door back and then get them out the road. So, next thing to do is get the door pins out. For that, you need a special tool. That's not special; it's a tool that actually goes up the centre of the. They're also roll pins, so they go up the centre. And then you put the handle through it and you tap them out with a hammer. At this point, because I have to keep the door open to do this, because I haven't taken the wing off, having someone on hand would be useful, but I don't have anyone on hand. Oh, the irony. There's always someone around. Today there's no one around. So what I might do is go and get a trolley jack a moment to support the end of the door so it doesn't drop on my fucking head. Right, trolley jacked. So, one tool. It's got this, you wind this little cap on the end and then you can belt it. They're really fiddly because access is horseshit, but it's the only way to do them. And of course, they're always full of shit as well. Well, grease, but they pick up road dirt and whatnot. Handle in there, and then hit it. Right, there's one, and there's the roll pin. It's all that holds the doors to the car. Granted, the doors don't weigh a lot in a BX. I mean, nothing weighs a lot in a BX, but there's the pin. That's the lower pin. And then the upper pin, we go downwards. Oh man, this is dirtier than a Catholic priest's mind. Right, let's see if we can persuade that on there. Oh yeah. I mean, the likelihood is this is going to drop on my head, but such is life. Oh well, shit will dust, isn't it? There you go. Right, and the door comes off. I've just fallen over the jack. Oh, the irony. There's one door, gone. Right, let's go and park this one. So it's kind of starting to look less like a car, really. Anyway, screen's out. They always corrode in these corners. I mean, they just do. This one has pickled, but it's actually not bad, considering. It's really not too bad. There's again some pickling under the front, but you know, it's again worse on the near side. Maybe it was the fire, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. This side, I mean, yeah, you know, there's a little bit of surface corrosion, but again, it's nothing. I mean, that will clean up and paint. It's fine. It's really, really good. So, quite happy with that side. Things are less great this side. I think it has been running water down it for some time, because it's starting to go around the seam and it's going down there. I'm hoping that will clean up, but I'll find out when all the trims and shit are out the way. Sort of the same, starting to creep into the B pillar, but again, it's actually going a bit around the edges. You can't see, I don't know what I've done with the endoscope. I seem to have put it somewhere, but the top of the B pillar actually goes down there, and it's quite crusty. I'm going to cut through it, sort of across here. I say I cut this bit out. This took very little effort to get out, just to have a bit of a ganders. And again, I've had the endoscope down that way, and it's really not too bad. It's much, much better back here than it is up there, which again makes me think that it's actually been corroding from where the sunroof was, and it's spread from there. So this bit I'm not too worried about. This panel I'm really not too worried about. I'm going to cut the whole fucking thing out and replace it. It actually lips, so this is part of this structure, whatever that is, the side of the car, and that stress panel comes all the way to the front there. That is it. So it's lipped over. I've had the endoscope up there and all. Again, there is some corrosion. I don't know how far I want to cut into that. I might just fill it full of rust converter and epoxy the fuck out of it. Don't know yet, but it's equally, the C pillar started to pickle. But I think, again, having had the endoscope down the inside in there, all of the structure behind here looks really good. I mean, it's you know, as factory pretty much. So I'm kind of hoping this has pickled from the outside. Don't know, but anyway, we'll cut that back a bit more in Naviganders. But all in all, you know, it's not bad. With that, the easy bit of the roof came from discovering. There's the front bit of the roof, and that cross-membery bit is just tacked. In fact, it's not even tacked. It's not actually tacked to the... It's only spot welded across the lip of the sunroof. It's not actually welded to the car or the rest of the roof. It's just those spot welds, which is... That's a bit shit, isn't it, really? Pretty sure I can do something better than that with it, but anyway, it did make getting that off not difficult. That one I'm beginning to think was the same, although it does appear to be spotted to the car as well, but it was spotted through the roof, so I think that is part of the roof and gets spot welded to it. So I'm going to remove it from that so I can paint behind it, Sikaflex it, but I think I'll spot weld it to the roof panel and then spot weld the whole thing to the car. I think that is the way I'm going to do that. Let's have a look at this. They always crack around the hinges. This is a known BX problem, and there are various reasons for this. The main one being that, you know, this A pillar is like the rest of the car, made of very thin metal. And if you let the door open all the way out, the check strap pulls and it flexes this panel and it ends up twisting a bit, and it's not actually seam welded across its seam. In fact, this one has opened up slightly. There is a bit of, it feels solid, but it has opened up a bit, and you can end up, it either rot through from behind if they sort of fill with water, which they're quite good at. The sunroof drain is down there, but they're quite good at getting moisture in, especially if they're rotted around the windscreen. This one, genuinely, amazingly, where these cars always rot, this one ain't bad. Where they don't really rot, it's not great, but it is pickled. You know, it's pickled, but I think it's not cracked. I think it's just the paint has been coming off. Again, where it's flexed, it tends to split the paint, and then it all goes a bit wrong. So that might be a quick save. I do have I've done a few of these now where I have removed this entire panel and essentially welded a load of 2mm steel around the inside of it, quite a long way down through, you know, both hinges, right into the corners to stop it from flexing. It adds weight to the car, but it stops them from flexing. And I don't tend to do it again. And then what I tend to do is to, rather than spot weld them, where the panel joins the rest of the A-pillar, I seam weld it so that you can't get moisture in there. And again, I might take the wing off and do that on this. Come back for part 4 when we might start making it look better.